Okay, before I begin, I'd like to rebut everything that has been said by the opening. One, he speaks about the debate being about ethical consideration with the outcome of financial transparency. That's the main thing that he says that should be considered in such a debate. Note that what he has only projected onto this debate is the disadvantages of what will be the outcome of financial literacy, as he has put it, or more so, what will be the outcome of a parent informing the child if he's rich or poor. It's not even about financial literacy. From what he has produced, he has failed to understand the meaning of financial literacy. Financial literacy is about telling the child, exposing the child to the budget that you are going to make, to the plans that you are going to do, to what are you going to use the money and the salary that you earn. It's not about how much you earn, it's not about how much you pocket at the end of the month. Note, there is a big difference between what we are arguing in terms of the debate with what he has produced. He has said that the issues of financial transparency should be given to your secretary, not your child. Note that your secretary will not be with you at the end of the month when you require fee, or when you require food to eat, or when you require clothes to wear. Your secretary will only be with you in the office when there are budget allocations for the office, for office material. So whatever he has produced is such a fiat that cannot even stand out in this debate. What do we produce to you? First of all, I'm going to give you the history of the upbringing of an African child. The African child was brought up to abide by rules, respect, and following of religion. Nowhere in this context did the parents teach these children about any financial literacy. They were only taught about how to follow the rules that were set. They were only taught about how to abide by certain norms that has been set out in the society. But what we are trying to inculcate in the child, in the brain of a child, is that one, there is more to life than just rules. There are things that needs to be planned. There are bills that needs to be paid. And if this can only be achieved in our world. Why? Because we are actually teaching this child of responsibility. As my partner has said, we are going to be teaching three main things. One, how much is earned. Two, how much you spend. And three, how much is budgeted. These are the three principles that we are going to confine ourselves into this debate, not whatever that he has said. He has said that if you are poor, if you are rich, that the child will form some kind of malicious plot of killing the parent or taking him to the grave before his time. Not that panel. We are not speaking, if your child is a bad person, is a bad person. And that cannot change in the long run. But if your child is a good person, such a child will not form this kind of malicious thought. And secondly, we are actually educating them on how to be accountable in the future, on how they are going to invest on on the little that we earn. Let's take, for example, the example that he had given that if you are poor, the child is going to blame the parent. Yes, the child might blame the parent of not working hard in the past, but he's going to use this money, the little that has been earned by the parent, to actually invest so that he may not be like this parent. So in the long run, whatever that they are saying, will actually be practical. Will actually be practical in our world, because the child is going to better their standards of living, which cannot be found in their world. What is the dangers of their world in totality? One, children do not learn how to save for their futures, because according to their world, the people from their world especially will always have the mentality that life begins at 40, whereby they have overspent, they have wasted their youth, and they have not saved at all. So that in their 40s, when they have families, they do not have the financial literacy that they were required to have during their childhood. So two, it will lead to bad choices that the youths of today make, whereby they will always overspend in vanity, in luxury, and in alcoholism, which will only be found in the world. Unlike in our world, whereby we have taught a child on how to save, on how to work hard for what he wants or what she wants. So in the long and thirdly, we are actually going to create some kind of relationship with our parents, because the parent can actually let you in some key financial matters. Hence, the child will always feel that he is always regarded as part of the family. Like in their world, this can never be achieved in whatsoever. And lastly, it's going to reduce the amount of toxicity when it comes to financial matters, because taking the example of the African setup, whereby a child was taught by the parent, let's say, for example, a mother, that your father is a drunk. The child will actually know that, yes, my father is a drunk, but he actually pays my fees, he actually gives me a roof over my head, he actually promotes all these things. So even if the parent has some vices, we actually foster other things that cannot be found in their world. If they can prove how they can still achieve these benefits in their world from their own side, then we'll have a crack on their case. But this cannot be defended in their world. Thank you, and from side of proposition, proud to propose.